Welcome to the Actually I Can Female Entrepreneur podcast. I am your host, Kayleigh Greenacre, a business strategist, coach, TEDx speaker, author, and your go-to woman for all things business strategy. I am obsessed with supporting female entrepreneurs to grow unstoppable six- and multi-six-figure businesses that they love, giving them the freedom and life that they desire. During this podcast, I'll be sharing with you everything that you need to become a successful female entrepreneur, from the mindset shifts to sales and marketing strategies, and how to become an iconic leader that people can't get enough of. It is my mission to help you stand out, attract your dream clients and customers, and sell out of your offers with ease whilst building the business and life of your dreams. Let's make this your reality, ladies. Hello, ladies, and welcome to another episode of Actually I Can, the Female Entrepreneur podcast. Today's episode is one that feels incredibly close to my heart because I want to share something with you that still feels surreal, a little bit like a dream, except it's not a dream anymore. It's my reality. So, as I'm sure many of you already know, 2 weeks ago, I had a premiere of my very own documentary, Actually I Can, in Leicester Square in London. And yes, a real red carpet premiere with lights, cameras, people arriving in the most gorgeous and glamorous outfits, walking into the cinema to watch my story unfold on the big screen. Now, even now, when I say these words out loud, it literally gives me goosebumps because it's one of those moments that I used to imagine as a little girl, one of those childhood dreams that you hold close to your heart because you're never quite sure if it will actually come true. And yet it did. 2 weeks ago, it actually came true. So today I want to take you behind that moment, behind the scenes, and I want to share with you where this dream started when I was a child, what the journey has looked like over the years, the emotions I felt standing on that red carpet. And then I want to leave you with some lessons I've learned along the way, lessons that I know will help you step towards your own dreams too. So when I think about myself as a child, the word that comes to my mind was confidence. Actually, two words: confidence and passion. I was always full of energy, full of ideas, full of imagination. I was that little girl who would literally perform with a hairbrush as the microphone in front of anyone at home. I loved being in school plays. I loved making mini movies at home. I loved creating little worlds in my head. And I knew that when I was older, I wanted to do something that mattered. I wanted to create impact and I wanted to be seen and be heard because I knew from a young age I had a voice. And the thing is, when we're kids, we just don't censor ourselves. We don't question if our dreams are realistic. We just dream boldly and unapologetically. And we imagine ourselves on big stages, writing best-selling books, standing under bright lights, or traveling the world, whatever it is that we really do dream of. That spark, that fire, it really is pure. And looking back now, I can see how that spark in me, that deep passion, that confidence has always been there. Even in the moments where I didn't know what I was doing, that energy has always pulled me forward. But of course, childhood dreams and passion, it doesn't automatically turn into things like a red carpet premiere. Dreams don't follow a straight line. They do twist and turn, they evolve, and they often actually surprise us. And for me, I think the dream was always there, that desire to do something extraordinary, to inspire, to impact. But the how, that was the part that kept changing. There were years where I thought it would be through performing, especially from a very young age. There were years where I thought I might be, doing it through film production and TV. There were later years where I thought, actually, yes, a business. And then there were many times where I just wasn't sure at all. But every step that I took, even the ones that didn't make sense at the time, were preparing me for this moment. But, building my business, stepping into leadership and education, building a second business, creating a movement for women, all of those pieces became the foundation for my story and the story that is now up on the big screen. And that's why I say you don't need to know exactly how your dream will happen. You don't need the entire map and a step-by-step. You just need to trust the spark inside of you and keep taking that next step, because one day you will look back and realize that every single twist and turn and challenge, that was all part of the overall plan. So let's fast forward to 2 weeks ago. Leicester Square, a red carpet, the cinema lights, and I remember stepping out onto the carpet, and for a second, it was like time had slowed down. The flash of cameras, people arriving, cheering, screaming, give me a big hug, the buzz of excitement. And there I was standing in the middle of it for my documentary. And I remember that I had to take a deep breath because it was a little bit overwhelming. And I thought about all the years leading up to this, all of the moments where I wasn't sure, all of the times that I dreamt of something like this, but I couldn't picture it clearly. And now this was real. Now, I remember the film started, and as I sat in that cinema and watched my story unfold on the cinema screen, I felt this mix of pride, of gratitude, of disbelief, and absolute joy. But the most powerful part wasn't even seeing myself on the screen at all. It was looking around and seeing the audience, seeing people cry, people laugh, nod along, connect to my journey. And that's when it really hit me that dreams aren't just about our story. They're for the people we're meant to impact. And when you follow your dream, you're not just living for yourself, you're creating a ripple effect. You're showing others what's possible. You're giving someone else permission to say, if she can do it, maybe I can too. That to me was the most beautiful full circle moment. Little Kayleigh's dream came true, but it wasn't just about me. It was about all of the women sitting in the audience who saw themselves in my story. So let's talk about what this actually means to you, because I know you have dreams and maybe you've put them aside. Maybe you've convinced yourself that they're too big, too unrealistic, or maybe you think it's too late. But I want to share with you the lessons that have stood out the most for me on this journey to support you with achieving your dreams, because no matter what dream you have, you can achieve them regardless of what you're telling yourself right now. So lesson one, your dream is valid. Okay, so it doesn't matter how big, how wild, how unrealistic it seems. If it's in your heart and in your head, it's there for a reason. Now, as kids, we believe that. We dream without fear. But as adults, we start to second guess ourselves. We ask, who am I to do this? We shrink our dreams down to make them more reasonable. But if you feel that pull inside you, it's not random. It's a seed planted for you and only for you. So your dream is not silly. It's not too much. It's yours and it is valid. So instead of asking yourself, who am I to do this? I want you to ask yourself, who am I not to? Okay, so that's lesson one, your dream is valid. Now, lesson two, the path won't be perfect. We want the journey to look neat and linear. We want step one, step two, step three. We want that certainty. But dreams don't unfold that way. The path is messy. You'll take detours. You will face setbacks. You'll have moments where it feels like nothing is happening. And yet those are the moments that really do shape you. Every twist in my journey, even the ones where I thought were wrong turns, gave me something I needed, a lesson, a skill, maybe even a perspective that helped me. So if you're in the messy middle right now, please hear this. It doesn't mean your dream isn't happening. Okay, it means that you're becoming the person who can hold it when it arrives. So that is lesson two. The path will not be perfect. Lesson three, start with the next small step. Now, dreams can feel overwhelming because we're looking at the whole mountain as such instead of the next step. So when I first thought about doing a documentary, I thought, where do I start? So I started small with conversations, with writing down my ideas, with planting a seed with a producer. And little by little, the big dream started to take shape. So don't wait until you have it all figured out. Don't wait until you feel ready. Ask yourself, what's one brave step I can take today? And then do that thing. Because momentum builds one step at a time. And that's really, really important. So that's lesson three, start with the next step. And lesson four, your dream will impact others. Now, this is the most important one. Your dream isn't just about you. When you follow your dream, you create the ripple effect. You inspire people. You become proof of what's possible. That night at the premiere, looking around at my audience, I realized something, that if I had ignored my spark, if I had dismissed my dream, those people wouldn't have been sitting there moved by my story. And that's true for you too. Someone out there is waiting for you to follow your dream, because when you do, it will give them the courage to follow theirs. So never underestimate the impact of your dream. It matters more than you know. Okay, so that is lesson four. Your dream will impact others. So taking it back to my premiere night, standing on that red carpet wasn't the end of the story either. It was only the beginning of a new chapter. And I want the same for you, whatever your dream is, whether it's writing a book, starting a new business, changing careers, creating something that's been on your heart or your mind. I want you to know that it is possible. It might not happen overnight. It might not look like that straight line that you've imagined. But if you keep listening to that spark, if you keep taking that next step, one day you'll look back and say, actually, I can. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and for being part of this journey with me. If this episode has inspired you, please do share it with someone who needs to hear it, because maybe their dream just needs this reminder too. And until next time, remember that actually you can. Thank you for tuning in to the Actually I Can Female Entrepreneur Podcast with me, your host, Kayleigh Greenacre. If you are ready to build, grow and scale your dream six-figure or multi-six-figure business, then head to our website now for more information or connect with me on socials to see how you can create your dream business and dream life.